Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about the unstoppable power of social proof.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Daily, the show where in 10 minutes or less, you'll get your daily dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift we've seen in the last 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills. I'm joined, as always, by the boss man. It's Brady Shearer. And today, we're talking about the unstoppable power of social proof.
I first want to define what social proof is. It could also be known as an endorsement. It could also be a testimony.
Okay.
It's basically someone that is talking about your church, your product, your business, your organization, either in a powerful way, a positive way, or a negative way.
Right.
Basically, it's when you go to Amazon and you click reviews.
Or when you go to iTunes podcast and you give this show a 5-star review.
Wow, Pro Church Podcast.
Something like that.
.com would be the place to go and do that.
Do that.
You could do that.
It's just an example.
More than 500 5-star plus reviews.
Just an example.
I mean, just saying. There was a fascinating study done by, it was released by the Wall Street Journal, and they talked about basically trying to improve the environmental use within a certain people group. It was basically trying to get them to do more when it came to improving the environment.
Okay.
There's 4 signs. Sign number 1 informed the customer that they could be saving up to $54 each month on their utility bill if they followed the environmental protocol being suggested in the sign. Sign number 2. It told customers that they could prevent the release of 262 pounds of greenhouse gases every single month.
Wow.
Sign 3, it encouraged customers saving energy was a socially responsible thing to do. Sign number 4, let customers know that 77% of their neighbors were already actively using fans to save energy. Alex Mills, which sign of the 4 do you think performed the best?
I'm probably going to lean towards the 4th one.
The 4th one, even though you would think, I originally thought that the one that was promoting
Save money.
savings would be the one that performed best. No, the one that said, just so you know, 3 out of every 4 people around you are already doing this.
Yeah.
And there have been numerous studies that have confirmed what this Wall Street Journal environmental study report also confirmed, and that is that it is so powerful to have someone else recommend something, to see a review, to see, from the words of another, talk about a brand, a church, a product, or a service. Think about this. If you are walking down the street and you see 2 restaurants, and there's one restaurant that is completely empty, maybe there's a couple tables that are filled. There's a second restaurant that has a line out the door, and inside are just a ton of people.
Yep.
We as humans assume that the restaurant that's busy is the one that's better.
Right.
Because there are people there.
Yeah.
We were this exact thing happened to us the other day in the city of Hamilton. We're trying to find this restaurant to go to. There were a ton that we went to that had lines out the door. We started there. Couldn't get into any of them. We eventually found one that had no one there. We had a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
But as we walked in, we were like, why is no one here?
Right.
Turns out they were a brand new restaurant.
There you go.
No one knew about them yet, didn't have enough clout. But the point is that we had some reservations beforehand because we didn't have reservations at any other restaurant. Nice. 70% of consumers look at reviews before making a purchase.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There is no way I'm going to Amazon and buying something without
No.
looking through the reviews first. We need to know, does this work for other people?
Yeah.
What do other people think about this? In a world where we're getting so many, literally 10,000 plus brand messages a day up to, we don't know if we can trust what Brady says about StoryTape. So Brady reads a testimony from a customer of StoryTape
Right.
because he knows that might convince you more to give StoryTape a try than if he tells you why it's awesome because it's his product.
Right.
It's Alex's product. Of course they think it's awesome. What about actual people? What
Yeah.
do they have to say? So let's talk about some ways that your church can use this.
Okay.
The expected ways, the ones that are just obvious.
Yeah.
And people are expecting you to have Google reviews and Facebook reviews.
Yeah.
What's great? Let's talk about an advantage of a church. We love to do this on Pro Church Daily. Churches often think that, woe is me, it's hard for me, no money, no people, no skills. Man, some of that might be true. But what you have as a church is a congregation that you can leverage via a contest, via just asking nicely, via reaching out one-on-one through email, face-to-face. Much more powerful than a stage announcement. and say, hey, Bob, hey, Tiffany, hey, Craig, we are trying to boost the number of reviews that we have on Google and Facebook because we know that 70% of people are looking at these reviews before checking out our church and considering us seriously. One easy way that you can help us grow our church and reach more people with the message of Jesus is to leave us a 5-star review. I'm going to check up with you later this week. If you have any questions, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page, search our church's name in Google, and you can leave a review.
Yeah.
One way to boost those.
Yeah. I found with our church, once, it's interesting, once some of your own people start leaving reviews, I've noticed that first-time visitors are more likely to leave a review. When they see that reviews are already there, they're more likely to leave one. And that's
social proof inception.
Yeah,
social proof,
I know,
using social proof.
I know, and those are the reviews that actually, that mean the most, because you see someone come to your church, they write a review and say, hey, I've never felt the love of God more strongly anywhere else. And they put that endorsement on your Facebook page for the next first-time visitor who's looking for a church. That speaks volumes about, it speaks more to who you are than any sermon graphic or whatever else you're posting on Facebook could.
Some unexpected ways to use social proof. People don't expect social proof here, whether they be a new visitor or a church, but they're great ways to inject social proof. I'm always trying to find, where can I put more of it? Yeah. I just want, more of it. It's so great. It's just, and it's just a great way to market. Use the exact words that people are using. There is a church that has been on our top website list for the last 2 years. Every year we do an article basically saying, here are the best church websites in the world for this year. They've been on the list for the last 2 years. They used to be called Glad Tidings Church out of Omaha. They changed their name to Good News Church, URL GoodNews.Church. Their old website had this. Their new website still has this. At the very top of the website, instead of saying, welcome home, instead of saying,
you belong here,
wow, instead of showing a nice video of their worship band, of their pastor, spitting fire on a Sunday morning.
A drone shot of their main campus.
Oh, drones on drones on drones. They simply have a testimony from one of their congregation's families, an individual, and a picture of that person or family.
Oh, cool.
And then it kind of cycles through. If you refresh, you get a different one. If you refresh, you get a different one.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so cool. You land on the site, and the first thing that you see is a person, not the church saying, sup.
Yeah.
You see a person saying, man, I was able to find the love of God here. I never thought I could.
Yeah.
That's one unexpected way. Another way to inject social proof in a place where most people don't is to put it at the bottom or within pages that new visitors are more likely to land on. Within our Nucleus templates, we do this. So if you have a Nucleus account, you create a new page, we'll present you with an option, hey, create a Nucleus template page. We've already created the whole page for you. So if you create an I'm new page within your Nucleus or a plan a visit page within your Nucleus, we have a place for social proof within that template where if someone is on the plan a visit page or the I'm new page, they're likely a potential new visitor.
Yeah.
Maybe they are just not quite convinced. I'm just not ready to dive in. Then they see the social proof and they're like, man, if it was good for Manny, if it was good for Jennifer, it'll be good for me.
Right.
Bunch of different use cases for social proof.
That's great. Yeah.
That'll do it for this episode of Pro Church Daily. But before we go, we wanted to tell you about Storytape.com. Recently, we got a bunch of Storytape.com statistics.
Yeah.
Our dev finally finished that part of the site. Now we know what's performing best, what's getting downloaded the most.
Yep.
And this morning, we all sat down as a team in front of the computer, and I, not smoothly, but did my best to do a reveal of the most popular stuff.
Right.
So I held a Kleenex box and a book in front of half of my screen.
So we couldn't see the stats.
So you couldn't see the stats. And then basically we go through the most popular clips, most popular scenes. Interestingly, the most popular scene, as of right now on Storytape.com, is an abstract scene. It's called Flames and Embers.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Tristan shot this. He did an amazing job. More than 100 clips in this scene, and it's all of abstract burning and fire and stuff. Perfect for your Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames production.
Yeah. And we almost burnt down the studio to film that.
Yeah,
so.
My wife was not happy when she walked in and her video announcement studio was almost burned to a crisp.
But you got to do it for the tape.
You got to do it for the tape. And if you want to do it for the tape, head to Storytape.com. For the month of January, we're going to give you a 10% forever discount. For as long as you remain subscribed, just enter the coupon code DAILY when you check out, and we'll also give you as a free bonus, only for the month of January, 25 proven video templates made within After Effects. You can throw in a ton of fire footage and create some fire videos.
Oh, yes.
That'll do it for this episode of Pro Church Daily. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for watching today's episode of Pro Church Daily. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel for new videos like this one every single day.
And if you like this video, it would mean the world to us if you give it a thumbs up.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.